Right, hello everyone. Good morning, good morning to you all. Yeah, once again, we are glad to have you with us. So we've come this far, all the way from the first week now to the second week, and this is the second session in the second week. We only meet on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and today is Wednesday. We have the second session for this weekend. So this week we have been looking at digital content creation. All right, as one of the components of virtual learning environment. We have been looking at that strongly this week. And then I'd like to say that because we are trying to achieve a smooth recording, let's make use of the Zoom chat room for interaction. Hearing from you is so important to us, right? We're here because of you. So hearing from you is so much important to us. So we'd like you to please share your thoughts as we go on into this session. What do you think about what we're doing? How does it apply to you? Share your thoughts. We'd like to hear from you. Questions, feel free to ask questions. All right, so I will make use of the Zoom chat room platform. All right, so once again, I want to say a big thank you to everyone for joining and connecting with us today. Okay, so if you're there, if you can hear me, can you just begin to drop your words in the chat room? One would like to feel your presence, right? Just say a good morning or just say hello, right, in the chat room. We'd like to hear from you in the chat room. If you can hear me, if you're there, please would like to feel your presence in the chat room. Yeah, please would like to recognize your presence. Just going to drop something, just good morning, hello, just something so we can know you're connected and you're with us in the chat room. All right, please kindly turn off your video. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so please you can turn off your video. All right, awesome. Thank you. All right, so and I also like to recognize the presence of one of our facilitators in the person of Miss Teresa. All right, so she has been with us, and then she has been such a huge blessing to us in this training. So, Miss Teresa, good morning, a big and a huge good morning to you, and we want to say thank you again for joining us this morning.
Good morning, sir. Thank you so much for having me. It's always good to be with everybody. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, that's great. Okay. So quickly, this morning again, we have Mr. Sivanos with us in the house. Let me check you. Yeah, Mr. Sivanos. Mr. Sivanos, can you hear me? Hello, Mr. Sivanos, can you hear me? Hello, Mr. Sivanos, can you hear me? Oh, okay. I think he's trying to connect. All right, so we couldn't take the Microsoft session last week, and we intend to actually take that up today. All right, so and Mr. Sivanos is going to be running in the house, and we're going to be getting into that. But just in case I'm not able to connect with him now, I'll go on with the next session so that we can take the session afterwards. All right, so once again, Mr. Sivanos, can you hear me? Are you there? Okay, so Mr. Sivanos is trying to connect. All right, so we're going to come back to the Microsoft session. So because of time, we're trying to be hard. 1 hour, we want to be done within 1 hour. We don't want to keep you spending too much time online. All right, so quickly we'll get into today's session. All right, so this week our major focus is on digital content creation. That's a major focus for this week. All right, I want to say quickly that everything we do in this training, all right, is to show you an example of how you can handle your virtual space, your virtual learning environment. All right, everything we do in this training is to give you an example. So please begin to observe. Observe everything you see around and ask questions. Anything you see happening around in this virtual space. All right, so please kindly ask questions. All right, we'll give you feedback on how that happens. All right, anything that's happening on this platform that you're seeing can also happen with your class and in your class too. All right, so we're ready to assist you with that. Okay, so we've been looking at digital content creation here in this session, and then we're going to be moving forward into that again. What do I have on the screen? It says one thing is constant, change. All right, dear educators, one thing is constant, that is change. I was taking a course on Future Learn, and it was centered on digital skills for work and life. And then, along the line in the course, I discovered that the first uh, the first smartphone that ever came into existence was a Nokia 9000 communicator. So Nokia 9000 communicator came as the first smartphone in the year 1996. All right. As we have it right now, so even Nokia as a company is struggling to remain in the market, all right, of the GSM of the global system for mobile communication. Nokia struggling to remain in the system. All right. So several things have happened. There has been several innovations that has happened that has displaced some things that used to be. All right. And that's why you have this code. It says if you ignore the change and refuse to change, you will be exchanged for those that have embraced the change. All right, so we are sounding an alarm here in this training. There's a change in the education sector. There's a change in the world of education. All right, and for as many that are not willing to accept and embrace the change, sadly, they are going to be replaced, exchanged by those that have embraced the change. All right. Sincerely, I tell you something. I was saying this in the last session, talking about digital branding, that many schools are going to lose their students. They're going to lose their learners to schools that are prepared for digital education. All right, because we don't know when the lockdown is going to end. All right, so what if it continues till next year? Do you think parents are going to fold their hands and keep watching? All right, if any school approach them and showing them value, showing them what they have to offer, they're going to go for it. All right, so you have no choice other than to begin to prepare for the future of education. All right, which is the integration of education technology. Okay, so the integration of educational technology into education is not a new thing, all right? It's the same thing. And I was saying that even if there was no pandemic, even if there was no pandemic at all, the thing is the change will still come one way or the other. All right, so it's evolving, it's evolving, it's evolving, it's evolving. I see some parents withdrawing their kids from schools even before the pandemic, and they want to put their school in a better place. All right, so if as a school you have a better value to offer, and the parents are saying is don't pick up their kids and take, that's the way it works. That's the way it works. All right, so it is only wise at times like this to be ready for the change and to begin to prepare for the change. All right, so you can set up a virtual learning environment for yourself. Your school can become totally virtual and it's going to be running. And I kept saying it is not expensive. It's not expensive. All right, it's not expensive. All right, you can access out. It's not expensive. So one of the components of a virtual learning environment is the digital content creation. All right, what happens in a traditional classroom is that teachers, they write their lesson notes and all of that and everything. But you see now, even in this era, your instructional materials need to change in terms of their composition. So we're getting there. So on Monday, we looked at worksheet. We looked at the 2D and 3D worksheet, how that you can use that to achieve both formative and summative assessment. All right. So if you want to assess your students on the go in the class, the worksheets can help you do that. All right. So and it has to be colorful. It has to be graphical. It's very important. All right. So we showed us the rounded corner rectangle model. All right. Using the rounded corner rectangle, to fit up your worksheet and make it look beautiful. So and also adding 3D effects. We talked about it on Monday. And so we're going to be going into something different today. Yeah, so first of all, we have an MS Word here, a basic content creation tool. All right, so whether you have a laptop or you have just an Android phone, whatever, like we usually see, we encourage teachers to please get a laptop. Please get a laptop. All right, so but what you have now is a phone. All right, Microsoft can also work on your phone. There's a Microsoft Office for phone. There's an MS Suite specially designed for smartphones. You can find that on Google Play Store. You find it on Google Play Store. It contains Microsoft Word, Microsoft Spreadsheet, and a Microsoft PowerPoint. To find those three apps on the Microsoft Suite for smartphones for Android, is there. Right, so on your laptop, you have your MS Word. It's lovely, but then try to upgrade it. Come to as far as 2016 something, right? Because there are some features that are there that are not available in the lower versions. That's very important. So you can use MS Word to create a simple e-notes. All right, so and also worksheets. All right, so Microsoft Word can be used to create a simple e-notes and also worksheets. All right, so quickly, I'm going to get to that. And then we're also going to be looking at web-based content. All right, so one of the things that you can use as part of your instructional materials can be websites and pages. And then you can also use web-based notes. I'm going to talk about that embedded with audio visuals. We're going to be looking at that today. One of the ways you can present, your context, your instructional materials is to use web-based embedded with audio visuals. We're going to be looking at that. And this one is very critical. All right, so EDPUzzle, we're going to be showing you EDPUzzle. EDPUzzle is a tool used to create interactive videos. It's not enough for you to just create in the class and just download videos, from YouTube, a popular source, and you just send to your students. or you just no. Your video has to be interactive. All right, so we're dealing with learners engagement in a virtual space. It's very important for your learners to be engaged, all right, and to be involved in the learning. All right, so your video that you're giving to them has to be interactive. It has to be interactive. EasyPuzzle is a tool that shows that. We're going to look into that in the course of the training, and you'll see what EasyPuzzle looks like and how it works. Like I said, we'd like to hear from you as the training proceeds. Share your thoughts, share your ideas, share your questions, what you feel about what we're doing. We'd like to hear from you. It's very important to us. All right, so that's what we're going to be doing today. We'll be looking at these three things in today's session, in today's training. Okay, so quickly, let's start by looking at MS Word, a basic content creation tool. All right, so now you have your notes, you want to teach your students. All right, so you can use MS Word to create an e-note. An e-note is just the normal notes you use in class, but just that it's in soft copy. All right, okay, it's a soft copy, and then you use your MS Word to just simply type the notes, and then you arrange them. All right, then again, I would say make sure your note is not too long. All right, so you see these kids, their attention span is low. Your notes should not be too long. Your notes should just not be too long. All right, so when you're putting the note together, this is an e-note. All right, so you have to make it as concise, as possible. All right, putting the important points in the note. All right, so if you have a laptop or you have an Android phone, all right, you can open MS Word and you can easily create an e-note. That's very easy. Creating an e-note is not a difficult thing. All right, so I have to leave this premise and let's get into MS Word for a moment and let's see what's happening in MS Word. In MS Word. So while we're trying to do that, I'd like to hear from everybody on this platform right now. All right, so do you create e-notes? All right, so what's your experience with creating e-notes? All right, so how do you love to create your e-notes? All right, can you begin to drop something in the chat room? I'd like to hear from everyone on this platform. If you can hear me, please let us hear from you concerning your e-notes. All right, do you create e-notes? How do you create your e-notes? All right, so what are the things that you put in your e-notes? Can you please begin to respond in the chat room? I'd like to hear from everyone. With your response. With your response. All right, so right now I have to. All right, so feel free to share your idea. Okay, awesome. Okay, Amid Ishola. Okay, just tell me, just drop your idea in the chat room. In the chat room, I'm going to read what you have to say in the chat room. All right, I can see your hands up, Amid Ishola. Just kindly drop your thoughts in the chat room. I'm going to see it, and I'm going to acknowledge it, please. All right, so we don't want to allow audios because of the recording. Okay, awesome. Veronica, please kindly drop your thoughts in the chat room. Let's see what you have to say about what we're doing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, all right. So this is my MS environment. All right, so this is my MS environment. Okay, so if you're not using the 2016 version, right, so you may not have some of these features that you have here. That's why we encourage teachers to please upgrade your version. So that's very important. Okay, so and of course, if it's going to be an e-note, one thing is very paramount in your presentation. All right, if you're trying to create an e-note, make it colorful. All right, it has to be graphical and it has to be colorful. Okay, so you can add pictures. You can add pictures using the insert function. Okay, then you can as well. It doesn't have to be always white. Just the white color. Like it's no. Make it colorful. Make it colorful. It's very important. Okay, like I was saying in the last class, all you have to do to change the color of the page is to come to design. All right, you come to design. Awesome. Okay, so Victoria says, I include the main points of the lesson with pictures when necessary. Awesome. E-notes are a great way to create differentiated worksheets for learners. Awesome. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Teresa. I'm going to talk about that. Yeah, I followed the instructions and it was okay. Awesome. Okay, great. Yeah, Mr. Teresa said something here. He said, e-notes are a great way to create differentiated worksheets for learners. Okay, so when you look at your learners in the class, all right, so some of the terms we use in education technology is that we talk about flipped learning, we talk about active learning, we talk about differentiated learning. When you're trying to reach everybody in the class equally, because it's not possible, you can't just stand in the class and you're trying to teach a lot of learners and you assume they are learning the same way, learning the same pace. It's not possible. All right, so you have to differentiate your approach. That means create a strategy to reach out to everyone in the class individually. That's what differentiated learning is all about. So e-notes help you to create a differentiated worksheet, all right, so that you specifically know the challenges, the weakness, all right, in your learners, the gaps. I don't want you to use weakness now. The gaps, your learners, and you tailor the content. So reach out to everyone individually. All right, so that everyone learn their own pace. All right, it's very, very important. You can't teach everybody the same way in your class. It's not possible. That's not realistic. All right, so you have to use a differentiated approach. So your approach has to be differentiated, and that means that you have to be able to reach out to everybody individually and equally. And these e-notes help you to do that. Like I was saying, your e-notes should be colorful and it should be graphical. It doesn't have to just be white every time, every now and then. Give it a color, give it a background. Right. One thing I'm going to do, I'll drop it in the WhatsApp group. I'm going to share with us color blends. I gave us a few color blends, some colors that can be combined together when creating your stuff in the last in the Monday session. I'm also going to drop a long list of the color blends that you can use to create your content while working in the virtual space. Okay, I'm going to drop that in the WhatsApp room. All right, so please make it colorful and make it graphical. All right, so and then maintain the same font while you're doing all of that. Okay, and then while you're trying to make it a worksheet, all right, give enough space for the learners for them to pour their response. Give enough space for the learners. That's right. Don't squeeze the whole thing together. All right, make it colorful. Attach pictures like Victoria rightly said. Attach pictures. Pictures very important. You put pictures, make it colorful. It's very important, right? That's just one of the things you can do. One of the simple things you can do, all right, in transiting to the digital learning environment. That's one of the simple things you can do. It's very easy. It's not difficult in trying to build your notes, your content, all right. So you as a teacher, your lesson notes is not what you're going to be giving your students, okay. So you have to make it as brief as possible, as precise, or else they're going to get bored. When they see your notes, every time they see something so long, they're not going to read it. They don't want to read it. That's the truth about the schemes. All right, so you have to make it as brief as possible, insert the important point, right? And there are some other things you can add to an e-note. So I think you are concerned about making them understand everything on the note. No, you don't have to put everything on the e-note. That's why we are providing other things you can do aside from the e-notes that are still going to help you to to reach your learners fully. All right. So thank you for the feedback I have in the chat room. As we go on, let's keep dropping your feedbacks. We'll be glad to have them. Thank you so much. All right, so very, very important. One of the ways to get the concept, your knowledge across to your learners is to use the e-notes. And Microsoft Word is going to help you to achieve that easily. Because of time, I don't want to go into typing and doing all of that and all of that. Okay, I don't want to go into all of that this morning. Okay. Okay, so quickly, I'm going to leave MS Word as a tool to create your e-notes. So, the next assignment you have for this week now is to create an e-note, just a one-page e-note. All right. Apply the principle of graphics. Colors. Make the page. Don't use more the white background on your notes. You want a color background. Then use images and use text. And there are some other things you can add to the e-note. All right. Like hyperlinks and the likes. But let's not get into that for now. All right. So, but just create a one-page e-note. All right. Add your content. All right. An entire class. The everything you want to pass across the entire class. Yes, okay, so somebody said I have a question. Is it in all levels, not just to the street that will include pictures? All right, so pictures will be very essential for those that are in the elementary level. For elementary learners, you have to put a lot of pictures in what they're doing. All right, so you may not need to bother about too many pictures for those in the middle school, specifically for those in the high school. You may not want to work with a lot of pictures for them. All right, so but you need for the elementary learners, you need to work with pictures a lot. It's very pictures, videos, GIFs, GIFs in your e-notes is very important. Okay, so thank you for that feedback. All right, so I'm going to be leaving this moment and to switch to the next thing we have. All right, so next thing I want to be talking about is web-based content. All right, so one of the things you can maximize in building your content, all right, so for your class is the use of websites, all right, and pages, web pages. All right, so let's say you go to the website, you go to Google Chrome. I believe everyone should have, whether on your phone or on your laptop, everyone has the Google Chrome. Google Chrome is very important. You need to have Google Chrome because I'm going to be talking about Google Chrome extensions. So Google Chrome extensions are some software, some applications that works with Google Chrome and that helps you to do some awesome stuff. Okay, so Google Chrome is important for you to have it on your laptop and on your phones. All right, so but what I want to be talking about can be done on your phone, can only be done on your laptop. Okay, so you can extract information from the website. All right, I like to say this, as a teacher, you can't compete with Google. That's why when you are dealing with your learners, you should understand the fact that everything you are saying, they have access to it online. They can check up anything you have to say. So don't feel like you can just go on Google anytime and just get everything you want to say. You understand? All right. So you have to think of being creative in your class. So that's why what the teacher is doing in the class now is more than just coming to come and deliver knowledge, just talk about concepts. No, because everything you have to say, that's what you want to do. All of these kids have access to them online. They can get everything online. All right. So there are other things you need to be able to do. All right, that's going to help you to be able to engage them, involve them in the learning process. Okay, so you can create your content websites and pages. All right, just by going to Google and you type any topic of concern, you're going to see a lot of websites, a lot of informations. And of course, first of all, before you extract any source from any website, you have to go through it and see if the information there, all right, is really in line with what you're doing. All right, because there are 1,001 teachers all over the world. All right, so you have to see what people are saying about the same thing. Gather information from several sources and add it to what you have. It's very important. All right, don't just pick a textbook and just copy stuff and deliver to students. No, that's not being fair to your learners. All right, so you have to make sure you're really informed in terms of what you're trying to talk about in the class. Okay, so you go to the internet, check stuff. All right, so you can teach from the web. You can teach from the internet. All right, so I'm going to be going into that briefly now. You can teach from the internet. You can teach from the web. All right, so and that's where I talk about web-based notes embedded with audio visuals. Web-based notes embedded with audio visuals. Now, you can add audiovisual effects to a web page. Okay, so let's say, for example, let me get into my Google Chrome. Okay, let me get into my Google. Okay, let's say I'm trying to talk about types of fractions. So fractions. Okay, so I want to teach this in my next class right now. Okay, so and then I come to Google and I'm able to get this. Okay, I have this. Okay, let me check this contains what I would like to use in my class. Okay. All right, so basic math explainable along the site. I tell you something, we have 1,001 sites. All right, so if you're not going on Google to search certain things, you're depriving yourself of a lot of information. There are so many sites that there are with a lot of information. Okay, look at this. I think I like this page. I like the presentation. I like what I have here. Okay, so now watch out. So now, let's say at this point, I want to teach from this web page. All right, so I want to create an audiovisual from this web page. Like I want to use this web page, this information I have here, to create an audiovisual. I like what I'm seeing here, and I would like my next class to be from this web page, from this website. Okay, so what I have to do, there's a tool. I'll be sharing two tools with you that you can use. That's Screencastify and also Loom. Talking about Screencastify, right? So Screencastify is a Google Chrome extension. It's a Google Chrome extension that you can download. All right, so if you're using the Google Chrome and you want to get, these are my extensions. You can see them right here. You can see my cursor. These are my extensions that I use sometimes in my classes. One of the extension is Share to Classroom. If you use a Google Classroom as your LMS, you can easily, with this extension, you can easily send anything from the internet to your Google Classroom with that extension, and then save to Google Drive. Okay, so with this extension, I can easily save anything from the internet to my Google Drive. I come across any picture, any video, whatever, I can just save it directly and copy it to my Google Drive. All right, so yeah, that's what this is going to do. But basically, I'm not talking about those extensions. All right, and I want to be talking about Screencastify as an extension that helps you to create a web-based note with audiovisual visuals. Okay, so if you don't the Chrome extensions, all right, so watch out for this. When you see web store, when you click it, that's where you have the Chrome extensions. All right, or you can just click this link, Chrome apps. If you put that on your Google Chrome, it's going to take you to the extensions. And then when you do that, this is the extension page. So you have your Google extensions here. So you just search for Screencastify. You search for Screencastify. Screencastify. All right, so this is Screencastify. You search for it. All right, so and then this is so I have it installed on my system already. All right, so it's over here. All right, so then what you want to do is that you want to add it to your Chrome. All right, so if you haven't added it, what you will see here is you will see add to Chrome. When you see add to Chrome, you have that's because I've added it already. That's why it's showing me rate it. All right, so but if you haven't added it, what you will see is going to be add to Chrome. All right, so when you click add to Chrome, so it's going to be added to your list of extensions. It's going to be added to your list of extensions, and then once it's added to your list of extensions, you're going to have it somewhere around here in your Google Chrome. All right, so you're going to have it here with this logo. All right, so that's it, Screencastify, screen video recorder. All right, so that's how to download the Screencastify. All right, another extension you can use to achieve that is Loom. All right, so Loom can record from the web, and it can also record from your system. Okay, let's say you have an e-note that you have created, and then you want to add some audiovisual effects to the e-note. Let's just a page e-note, and you want to just add some additional explanation to the e-note. That's what I was saying, that aside from just using MS Word to create the e-note, there are other ways you can use to to make the e-note more colorful. All right, so you can embed the e-note. You can actually embed the e-note with other stuffs. Like you can embed the e-note with other stuffs, Screencastify as a tool, and also Loom as a tool to embed your e-notes. All right, and also your website and pages to make it more colorful, to make it more appealing to your learners. Okay, so if I've done Screencastify, this is what I have. All right, so and then let's say, back to what I was trying to do. So let's say I want to teach from this page now. I'll teach from this page. So the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to come to, so after installing the Screencastify Chrome extension, the next thing I'm going to do is to come to Screencastify, and then I'm going to click the link. All right, so when I click the link, right, so Screencastify is going to load, and it's going to open up for me to commence my recording. All right, so it's loading. Oh, sorry about that. That's usual. Okay, awesome. So now it's done. Okay, so this is what you see with Screencastify. So the Screencastify has a free version, and it also has the paid version. For the free version, you can do a video, 5 minutes at most. All right, but that's okay. After all, yes, the video shouldn't be too long. That's another thing. Right? Whatever it is you are doing has to be precise in the virtual space. All right, so your kids don't get bored. It has to be precise, as short and as as complete as possible. Right, so this is what you see with the Screencastify on the desktop. Right, so what this means is that you can record. You can add the visual effects to your e-notes. Right, apart from the web page, we're looking at two things now: how to add the visual effects to your e-notes and also to your web page. To your web page. All right, so when you come to Screencastify, you can click desktop, and then when you do that, I want to start recording. Next is to click record. All right, to click record. I can actually record with just only the webcam. So it's going to be showing just only me. There's no web page, there's no e-notes. All right, so I can actually do that. That's possible. All right, but then you can go beyond that too. All right, so when I click record here, all right, so my camera and everything's ready. So when I click record, this is what happens. This is what you're going to see. So I'm using my camera for an application already, right? So it might give me a little some kind of visuals. But if you are doing this on your system, once you follow these steps and then you click record, that means you're ready to start recording. And so once you do that, it's going to start recording. And once you're done, you're going to see a link to click for you to end your. For you to actually end your recording, right? You're going to see a link for you to click. Right? The Screencastify makes use of the webcam. Right now I'm using the webcam for a Zoom meeting. In fact, I'm using it's kind of complex here because I'm using another application with Zoom here. That's why you can see this stuff on my camera. All right, so I to avoid issues, I have to not put another camera device again. Okay, I hope you understand that. Okay, so basically this is how you get into Screencastify. All right, so desktop and then your microphone and webcam, they are both ready. All right, so the moment you click record, it's going to start recording. It's going to start recording. Then once you're done, you stop the recording, and then it's going to be saved. it's going to open a new page. It's going to open a new page for you to either save the recording into a file, okay, or come in a moment. Okay, so like I said, if you have, yes, the fact that I have two applications using my camera already, so I have to be careful of avoiding using what's going on here. Okay, so that's it. That's basically what you do. So when you're done recording, next thing you have is that it's going to show you the entire recording, right? Everything you've said on the web page or everything you've said on the keynote is going to show. And the next thing you want to do is to save it, all right? And right from Screencastify, you can send it to the Google Classroom. But Google Classroom is actually integrated with a lot of applications. That's why it's very important that you use Google Classroom. Right? Using Google Classroom is very important because Google Classroom is integrated with a lot of applications. Most of the applications we see online in the course of our research and all of that, we see that most of them are integrated with Google Classroom. Some through Microsoft Teams and the like, but most of them, as you have seen, is integrated with Google Classroom. That's very important. Please take note. Take note. All right. So then another extension, another Google Chrome extension that you can use is Loom. This is Loom here. You can actually download Loom on your laptop, as an application, like you have it in your laptop, and then you can also use Loom as a Chrome extension. Okay, you can. Yeah, so you see what I'm saying? Yes. So access is denied because I'm using my camera already. All right. So, but what happens actually is that you usually have with Loom, if you're using Loom to create a web-based note embedded with audio visuals or an e-note embedded with audio visuals, right? So what you have is this. Like I said, the issue I have right there is the fact that I have so many apps running with my camera already, so I have to be careful so I don't create issues. Because like I said, you can download Loom as an app on your system, all right? Or you download Loom through the Google Chrome extensions. You have it there. If I type it here, you're going to see Loom. You're going to see Loom. Type it here, L-O-M. This Loom. This is it. There you have it here. Loom for Chrome. You can see that. Loom for Chrome. All right, so you can have it. All right, so and then you click Add to Chrome. I have it already. That's why you don't see Add to Chrome here, but you can just like you Add to Chrome, and then you'll find you have it. All right, so and then whenever you want to record, all you simply have to do is to click the Loom icon. All right, so and when you click the Loom icon, it's going to start the recording. It's going to prepare to start the recording. So when you click the Loom icon, it's going to show you, just like Screencastify, it's going to show you an interface, show you the microphone to show that your microphone and your webcam are both ready. And once your microphone and your webcam are both ready, all right. So the wonderful thing about Loom is that there's a way it does the recording that I love so much. Okay, let me go the Chrome extension. Let me record Loom from my desktop. So this is Loom on my desktop. I believe you can also use this Loom on my desktop, right? So I can open Loom. Okay, I have a response of the chat room. Oh, screen not clear. That should be network from your end, right? Just hang on. It's gonna be fine. Just hang on. Okay, so sign in with Google, right? So if you're using Loom for the first time, you have to sign up. So you can sign up with your Gmail, and that makes it very easy. All right, so I want to sign in. So let's say I want to use Loom from my desktop. You can use Loom from your desktop, or you also use Loom from so you can use Loom from your desktop or use it from your Google Chrome extensions. So any of the two is going to work for you to use Loom. All right, so signing in. And then when I sign in, this is nesting Loom when you sign in. All right, so you can see this. Great. Yeah, this is the part I wanted to see. Very interesting. You see this round, the circle thing. All right, like I said, Loom is going to use my camera. It's going to use my camera. So the issue Loom has right now is the fact that I have to run in apps. I have to run in applications already that make use of my camera. That's why it's kind of difficult. But you see that the Loom and the Screencastify, they have the same kind of interface. Yeah, the audio is fine. My camera is ready to take up the recording. So Loom has the free version and the pro version. But basically with the free version, you can record. All right, so Loom offers you a longer length of recording than Screencastify. For Screencastify free version, you can only record for almost 5 minutes. With Loom, you can record for more than 5 minutes with Loom when you do your visuals. All right, so it's loading. So if I was not using my camera for this meeting, what I will see is that in this standard part, my stuff. Let's say I'm recording on a web page, or I'm recording in a, let's say on my notes. All right, so my face. So my face is going to be showing. My face is going to be showing. It's going to be showing on my web page, or my face is going to be showing on my notes. All right, so and that's how the recording is going to be done. Okay. So also on Loom, there are other things you can do. So while teaching from a web page of a web notes, you can use stuffs like like arrows, like pen. You can draw, you can do some stuffs with Loom. All right. Why trying to use Loom to create your visual effect? Those effects are available for you to use on Loom. And when you're done recording, all you have to do is just come here and you click stop recording. All right. So I've not started any recording here because I'm getting into that. But when I'm ready to start recording, I just click start recording. All right. Once I do that, it's ready. So you have three options: screen plus cam. That means the recording will involve, if you want to do web page embedded with the visuals, you have to use screen plus cam. Or if you want to use e-notes embedded with the visuals, you have to use screen plus cam. That's what you select. Okay, so if you do screen only, that means it's going to show only your face. So it's going to show only the page and your face will not appear. All right. And if you really want to engage your learners, they should see your face, see some gestures and the likes and all of that. That's very important. Right. So with that, you can have okay. We have some response from the chat room. Okay, so with that, you can have your audiovisual content created. Okay, so Mr. Silvanus is ready. I have to stop here. I still have ED to talk about. I'm sure you want to see ED but then I have to stop for Mr. Silvanus right now. Mr. Silvanus is with us and is ready for the next 15 minutes thereabout. Mr. Silvanus is going to be taking us forward into the Microsoft community. Okay, sharing some things with us. Mr. Silvanus, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, hi, good morning.
Awesome, 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 awesome. Good morning.
Good morning. Yes.
Finally, we have you.
Yeah. It's a
Okay, great.
privilege
So,
to be among great minds. All right. Okay, so
awesome.
let me quickly take the floor. Or
Okay, so
sorry, my
I,
name
I,
is
I'm giving you the
you said?
permission to share your screen. You have the
Okay,
permission to share your screen. You can go ahead. Yeah.
okay, please let me do that. Okay, 1 minute, please. So you have I think you have to stop sharing for me to
Yes,
share.
yes, exactly. Yeah, I'm going to do that now.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, I have.
Okay. Okay, hi. Okay, my name is Sivanos, Justice Sivanos. Okay. I guess we can all see my screen. All right. Um, I would like this class to be quite interactive, even though I will try to go through the slides as fast as possible. Okay, so Simonos Justice, as I said before, I'm a Microsoft certified trainer. Okay, so I will be going through this slide one after the other now. Okay, so this section is intended for educators, schools, administrators, and educational partners. Okay, so that's what I guess everybody falls into these categories. All right. So I'll be speaking basically on the Microsoft Digital Transformation for Education. All right. Now this implies to all level of education, even for schools that manage special needs students. Okay. So what's this all about? So Microsoft provides technology to create inclusive, okay, educators and parents. Okay, so we have a platform whereby every stakeholder in the educational sector, okay, plays a critical role in the life of our students. Okay, so we have the necessary and the right environment that could provide the right skills for our students and for our educators also. So we create learning environment that empowers students to be independent and creative learners, build reading, language, and STEAM skills. You can bear with me that this particular um, skill is very critical and required in the job market today. So you either have you should either have a science skills, a tech skill, an engineering skill, or a math skill to actually be a top notch in the society. Okay, so straight to the business for today. Now, what we offer is several tools, okay, that enhances education, enhances learning, okay, and we encourage every school, irrespective of your level, be it from the primary, from the basic to the university to the postgraduate to special needs, to get on board, because we have the Microsoft have the right tools to actually enhance learning for your schools. Okay, so you also to the participants, if you have any questions why I give this learning, okay, you can quickly signify and I'll answer your questions, please. All right, so we will go straight to the Microsoft Education Center immediately. Okay, I need to switch this. One moment, please. One moment, please. One moment, please. Okay, so can you see my screen now, please? Hello?
Yes, we can. Please go ahead. Yes, we
Okay,
can. Please go ahead.
okay. Thank you so much. So this is the Microsoft Educational Center page for all schools, all educators. And this is where it all begins, okay? On this platform, you have a lot of services, a lot of programs, a lot of resources that can help you as an educator, can help your students, and help your school at large, okay? So if I scroll down, okay, you can see resources. You know, I mentioned before that you can see resources for even special needs. Okay, so special needs schools are not left out at all. So they can come on board and make use of the various resources using the Microsoft Educational Center. Okay, so you can see various learning paths. Okay, so this actually involves um, training the trainer. Okay, you can have where teachers, educators come on board and pick up a learning path. Okay, and get trained on the use of technology in their classrooms, in educating students, and also empowering themselves. So you can view all Microsoft educators training resources down here. Okay, so let's wait for it to load up. So you can see there are a whole lot of courses that an educator, a parent can actually go through, okay, to better enhance his or her skills, okay? So I guess we can all see the link by this section, okay? So you can copy the link and quickly make do the best use of this resource page also. So I'm going to go to the next slide. Okay, as I mentioned, 1 minute, please. One minute, please. Okay. So also in Microsoft, we have a certification program for educators. Okay, so this actually validates your skills, okay, as an educator, because I was in the section whereby I was talking about the use of technology in classrooms, and it mentioned various technologies. Now, at this point, Microsoft believes that you need to validate the skills that you have as an educator. Okay. So at this point, is there anyone that has a question before I proceed?
You can go on, sir. You can go on. I'll
Okay.
see the questions in the chat room. You can go on.
Okay, great. So we believe that as educators, there you need to validate your skills, okay? Because upon this validation, you have this self-awareness that you know what you're doing. You can actually provide students with the right training, provide students with the right values. And as we all know, the world is tilting or is tilted already in technology, and I can bet you that technology is advancing every single day, and teachers shouldn't be left out on this drive. Okay, so we need, okay, to be on our toes to acquire these skills to be better, okay, at doing what we do best, which is teaching. Also, I also want to mention I was once a teacher. Okay, so I understand what it means to actually teach students. Okay, and that is why I believe that this resource center will be great for your skills upgrade. Okay, so you can see the certification. So it's Microsoft Certified Educator. Okay, and you just need to take just one exam, which is called the Technology Literacy for Educators. Okay, so upon passing the exam, I believe it's about either 60% or 70% of the total mark passed. That upon the passing, you get this certificate, okay, given to you. Okay, now if you want, let's check out the price. So we go to Nigeria. Okay, so it's 62 US dollars, okay, for teachers, for educators in Nigeria. Okay, so I would recommend that our educators apply for this certification and get their skills validated. Okay, so let me move to the next slide. Okay, now, as you can see, the Microsoft Innovative Education Program, which I will recommend also for educators because it's key. It's key. Let me show you something. Okay, so let's wait for this to actually come up. Now it's I will appreciate if we have teachers, okay, or educators. Let me use the word educators who are part of this program. Okay, this is the expert level. All right, this is the expert level for educators. Now, be having achieving this feat puts you in the limelight. Okay, because Microsoft can now recommend you to offer innovative and educative programs. Okay, and I will recommend that every educator on this platform get involved in it. Okay, because not just for yourself but for the students, because tomorrow with the way technology is moving, okay, we do not know the next step. Okay, now we're having the issue of artificial intelligence, we're having blockchain technology, and then I've come to realize that most educators just know how to use social media. Okay, but uh, it's disheartening because the technology world has moved beyond social media now. It has gone towards advanced use of advanced technology. So I will advise educators now to brace up and dive into technology. Okay, so I move to the next point. Okay, now how do I get involved? How do I get involved? How do my school get involved? So let me get this link and have it down here. So just 1 minute, please. So this is how you can get involved your school, irrespective of the level of students you teach. Okay, so this is how you get involved. I will take you through the various packages. Okay, so this is Get Office 365 free for your entire school, which includes both teachers. In Microsoft we call it faculty. Your staffs, teaching, that both teaching staffs and non-teaching staffs are referred to as faculty. and students are referred to as students. Okay, so this package is for all educational services, research, academics, and the whole, as long as it's for education, this package is good for you. So all you need to do is to sign up for free. Okay, you sign up for free up here. I'm going to go through the packages. Okay, so just relax. Okay, so let's wait for this to come up. So you will be redirected to a page for strictly educators. Okay, so this is it. Okay, this is a page strictly for education, Microsoft Education. So you go through this form, you put in the necessary details. Okay, but remember to change this to Nigeria, please. Don't forget that. Okay, now this is the reason why. The reason is this because when Microsoft wants to achieve a program with a particular region, okay, they tend to work with that region based on this information provided country. So we have a Microsoft Office in Nigeria. It's on the island. I think it's along Ozumba, and imagine they want to run a program for schools in Lagos. Okay, they all they need to do is to invite schools that are in or are using this country, Nigeria. Okay, so I will recommend that that's the first thing you should not miss. Please make it Nigeria so that every benefit, every resource geared towards making Africa a more educated continent, okay, as their counterpart, okay, will not your school or your educators would not miss it. All right, so you just go through this form, you fill unnecessary details, and you click on next. So I'm not going to fill this form. So just follow through the process. It's as simple as it's easy to fill, it's self-explanatory, and the moment you fill, you will now be provided with the necessary services needed for your school. Now, let's go back to this page. Now you can see the services. Now you have the A1, we have the A3, and we have the A5. Okay, now the A3 and the A5 is uh, the A3 is 2.50 USD and the A5 is 6.0 USD. Okay, but you can start with this free. You can start with the A1, which is free. Okay, it's just that the difference between the A1, the A3, and the A5 is just little, very, very, very little. Okay, the A3, A5 have additional services that we can actually talk about after this meeting. But the A1 is good for a starting. So you can just pick on the A1. You can see the various services that the A1 offers. Okay, it's free. It's totally free, no commitment. You won't be billed for anything. Okay, so you can see the various. You have email services. Okay, you can have a custom email service for your school. You have a OneDrive. 1 minute, please. You have a OneDrive. You have these services. Okay, now these services may look strange to you. Okay, but you can be trained on using these services for your faculty and for your students. Okay, and I can also provide you those trainings required to get these services set up for your school. Now, this is irrespective of the number of students you have or faculty members you have. Even if it's up to 1 million or more, Microsoft can actually take care of those numbers. So these services are both for small, medium, and large educational services. Okay, so you can see everything. Yeah, okay. Okay, I can also provide you the slides after this section. I'll send it to Bayo, and Bayo can provide you the slides. You can go through the links. Okay, if you're having any questions, if you're having any unique clarifications, you can reach out to me via my LinkedIn, or you can reach out to Bayo, and Bayo will get across to me. Okay, so this is everything you need to know about Microsoft 365 education. Okay, though there are very
All right, sir.
more or advanced things you need to know. Okay, but you can always reach out to me and we can discuss further on it. Okay, so if there are any questions as regards to this presentation, you need clarifications, please you can shoot now, please.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Mr.
Okay.
Stevens. Yeah, it's good to have you around. Okay, because of time constraint, we'll be able
Okay.
to take the questions on this platform. All right, but
Okay.
then please, if you have any question, like I said, please kindly drop it. I can see some questions already in the chat room. All right, so I'm going to get the questions, and we are going to make sure that the questions are gets to Mr. Sivanos, and then
Okay.
the feedback is going to be gotten across back to everyone on the platform. So
Okay.
once
Sure.
again, Mr. Sivanos, thank you for staying with us. Thank you for the insightful moment. All right. So I believe
Okay.
everyone has learned a lot right now on this platform. So please kindly
Thank
put your
you.
questions together. You're welcome, sir. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
staying with us.
Yeah.
Thank
Do
you so
have a
much,
great
sir.
day. We will talk after this. Okay.
Very well,
Thank
very well,
you.
very well.
And I will
Yeah,
send
you're
my
welcome.
response. Yeah. Take care.
Oh, awesome, awesome. Yeah, you too. All right, great. So so we are really behind time. This is 11:01, and we have to round off as soon as possible. All right, but like I said, please drop your questions. Drop your questions in the chat room. I can see a lot of questions coming up. Kindly drop it in the chat room, and we are going to take all of your questions. I'm going to get everything across him, and he's going to respond duly to all the questions. Okay. So we couldn't get into e-deposit today. So we have to just end the meeting. And on Friday, please do join us again on Friday. Friday, we're going to be opening the floor with eDeposit and also other tools that will help you to upload digital content. All right. Prepare to set up a virtual learning environment for yourself. All right. So once again, I want to say a big thank you to everyone that has stayed with us for the past 1 hour. Thank you for staying with us on this platform. All right. I would have loved to start mentioning names, but time will not permit me to do that. Thank you everyone for staying with us today. All right, please, we want to hear from you. Please, we want to hear from you. Okay, so right now we're going to switch to the WhatsApp group. Please, kindly drop your hear from you. And let me say this before we go on. We have a package for your learners in your schools. All right, so and it's fun with EdTech. It's a virtual fun experience. All right, please, you can reach out to us. It's gonna want to get enough students before we kick off. All right, so but then you can reach out to us. I'll send the link to you so that you can register your learners in your school for that virtual fun experience. All right, so that your kids can enjoy their summer. All right, so give your kids an outing, and it's free. If we're not charging you for anything. All right, so it's also one of the ways to preserve your brand as a school and to let your learners, to let the parents know that you care about their kids and you want to add value to them, not minding the pandemic or whatever. So please sign up for the virtual fun experience. All right, please. And again, if you want to set up a virtual learning environment, if you are thinking, like, how do I set up a virtual learning environment for my school? You really want to know how to go about it. Are you a school owner? Are you a proprietress? You can reach out to us and let's talk. All right, we'll show you what you need to do. That is not expensive to get you started. All right, because you do not have the time to waste time. All right, time is not on our side. Okay, so we should be getting set for a new session by now. I thank everyone for staying with us. We can continue conversing in the WhatsApp group. Thank you so much.